In this video, we are going to learn auto manual connection of float switch with motor starter. You can see we have one float switch. By this, our motor starter will start and stop automatically according to water level in tank. Also for manual mode, we connect one start push button. By this, we can start our motor starter manually. And also we connect one stop push button. By this we can stop our motor starter manually. So for this auto and manual start stop of our motor starter, we need to connect one auto and manual selector switch. You can see we have one auto manual selector switch. When we select the selector switch on 1 number position, then we can start and stop our motor starter with push button in manual mode. Okay, when we select on 2 number position on auto mode, then our motor starter will start and stop automatically according to float switch. Okay, also water level in tank. Okay, let's start video. First we connect one 2-pole MCB for wiring. First we connect line and neutral in input terminal of MCB. When MCB is in on condition, so supply comes from this output terminal. First we connect a neutral wire and connect to the contactor L2 terminal. Power wiring doing first. Also line wire connect in contactor L1 terminal when contactor operate. So this line and neutral comes from this power terminal. Okay, so when contactor operates, so line supply comes here and neutral here and connect to the motor terminal. Okay, so power wiring is very simple. Now understand control wiring concept. Okay, so as we know, for operating this contactor, we need to connect a line and neutral in this A1 and A2 terminal. Okay, so first we connect neutral wire in A1 terminal directly. First we connect one neutral wire, connect to the A2 terminal of contactor. So neutral connects directly. Now understand line control wiring with auto manual selector switch. So first we connect one line wire from MCB and connect this line wire to selector switch common terminal. Okay, please first identify where is selector switch common point, where for manual mode connection and from where auto mode connection. Okay, so first we connect this line wire in common terminal of selector switch. When you on this selector switch, okay, on 1 number position in manual mode, okay, when you select the selector switch on 1 number position, so supply comes here and connect to the start push button NO element. Okay, because we connect NO element, so supply is stop here. Okay, when we press this start push button, so supply comes here and connect to the stop push button. In this we connect NC element, because it's NC element, so supply pass continuously. When you press stop push button, so supply will stop. Okay, so output of this NC connect to the contactor coil A1 terminal. Okay, neutral connects directly. When you press start push button, so your contactor will start only for manual mode. Okay, for starting permanently this is starter, we need to connect a holding supply. And as we know, for holding power supply, contactor should have one NO terminal, because it's a 2-pole contactor. So in 2-pole contactor we don't have NO terminal, so we will use this contactor NO terminal. Supply comes continuously here. In L2 terminal we connect a neutral wire and L1 terminal we connect a line wire. So first identify line wire for holding power supply. How it works: when you press start push button, so contactor operate, and when contactor operate, so supply comes here and contactor output terminal. Okay, because holding supply comes here and when contactor operates, so this supply comes here. So we connect one connector from contactor output terminal and connect this connector to start push button output terminal. Okay, when contactor operates, supply holding supply comes here and connect from output of start push button. Okay, now holding supply comes here, and when we press start push button, so contactor operates, this supply comes here and hold our motor starter. Okay, and for stopping, when you press stop push button, our starter will stop because holding supply will cut off. Okay, I hope you clear the concept of manual mode wiring. Okay, when you press start push button, so contactor will start. When you press stop push button, so holding supply will cut off and starter will stop. And for float switch connection, first need to identify float switch common wire. So as we know, in this float switch, black wire is common wire. Okay, when float switch is down condition, that means when tank is empty and float switch in this condition, so blue wire. Okay, so blue wire is NC wire in this condition. Okay, so we just need to use black and blue wire when tank is empty and float switch in this condition downside, so black supply comes in blue wire. Okay, and when tank fill completely, so float switch is in upper condition, so this supply will cut off. Okay, so for automatically start stop we just need to use black and blue wire. When we select a selector switch on 2 number position, so line wire comes here and connect this line wire to common wire, which is black wire. First we connect line wire in common wire. When float switch is downside, tank is empty, so this supply comes in this blue wire and connect to the contactor A1 coil. Okay, I hope you clear the concept. When your tank is empty, float switch downside, so supply comes here and operate this motor starter automatically. When your tank fill completely, so float switch comes upper side, so this supply will cut off and your motor starter will stop automatically according to float switch. In manual mode, you can start stop your motor starter with the start push button with the start, and a stop push button you can stop. I hope you clear the concept of float switch auto manual connection with selector switch. For today's enough. We'll meet in next video. Thanks for watching.